The stadium lights hit me like a spotlight from heaven. And there I was, center field, voice soaring through the star-spangled banner as 50,000 fans stood silent. But in the shadows by the barriers, my stepfather Jack was being dragged away in handcuffs, his face twisted in fury, realizing too late that his secrets were crumbling just as my dreams took flight. My name is Emily Vance, and at 32, I'd spent years dimming my light in the quiet suburbs of Cedar Falls, Ohio, the kind of place where everyone knows your business, and if they don't, they'll make it up. I worked days at Echo Sound Studios, a rundown spot in a strip mall where I mixed tracks for local bands dreaming of Nashville. Nights, I performed at the Rusty Nail, a corner bar with sticky floors and a crowd that tipped in quarters. But singing was my oxygen, even if Jack made sure I never breathed too deeply. Jack Harlan owned Harlan Builds, the go-to contractor for every strip mall and office park in the county. He married my mom, Sarah, when I was 26, right after Dad passed from a heart attack that left us scraping by. Jack swooped in with his toolbox charm and promises of stability, but it came with strings thick, choking ones. No daughter of mine is going to parade around like some wannabe star, he'd growl over pot roast dinners, his fork stabbing the air for emphasis. Mom would fidget with her napkin, avoiding my eyes, her laughter a little too forced when he'd crack jokes about my hobby. She'd traded her independence for his paycheck, and in turn, expected me to do the same. The studio was my sanctuary, fluorescent lights buzzing over consoles that hummed with possibility. I'd been there 5 years, ever since Jack helped by pulling strings to get me the job, his way of keeping tabs. Steady pay beats chasing rainbows, he'd say, slapping my back a bit too hard. But my boss, Carla, saw something in me. She slipped me extra hours in the booths, letting me record demos when the place was empty. You've got soul. Her earrings dangling like wind chimes. Don't let that bully clip your wings. One rainy Tuesday, the invitation arrived, thick ivory paper, sealed with wax, tucked in my mailbox like a hidden gem. Dear MS. Vance, we're pleased to invite you to perform the national anthem at the Cedar Falls Community Festival kickoff at Vanguard Stadium. Signed by Elena Voss, head of the Voss Philanthropy Network, the powerhouse funding everything from school arts programs to veteran shelters in the Tri-County area. Carla had submitted my tape without telling me. It's time, kid, she said when I confronted her, grinning like she'd won the lottery. I stashed the letter in my glove compartment, heart pounding. The festival was huge, broadcast on local cable. Sponsors galore. If I nailed it, doors could open, voiceovers, jingles, maybe a shot at a label scout. But Jack, he'd explode. He'd already shut down my choir spot at the community center, claiming it interfered with family time. We don't need the neighbors gossiping about you strutting on stage, he barked, slamming cabinets until Mom begged him to stop. So, I practiced in whispers, in the basement laundry room, dryer humming to mask my voice, in my car during lunch breaks, windows up, belting into the rearview mirror. Oh, say, can you see? I'd study old clips, Aretha Franklin's raw power, Marvin Gaye's smooth control, aiming for something timeless, respectful. No frills, just heart. The dress I picked was simple, midnight blue, knee-length, bought on clearance and hidden in my trunk. Shoes shined, nails done in secret at a salon across town. Jack's control was a slow burn. He'd monitor my mileage, question late shifts. Once, he found a gig flyer in my purse and tore it up, his breath hot on my face. You think you're better than this life I gave you? That night, I cried in the shower, but the fire in me flickered on. I started documenting notes on my phone, Photos of the times his discipline left marks. A grabbed wrist here, a shoved shoulder there. Nothing hospital-worthy, but enough to build a case if I ever grew the spine. 3 days before the event, tension snapped. I was in the basement, voice low, hitting the high notes when the door creaked. Jack loomed, eyes bloodshot from his after-work beers at O'Malley's. "What the hell is this?" he snarled, snatching my phone mid-recording. I froze. But something shifted. Practicing. For me. His hand clamped my forearm, twisting. "You don't do a damn thing without my say. Attention, whore. Just like your old man said." Pain shot through, but I yanked free, recording still rolling in my pocket. "Let go, Jack. This ends now." He stormed out, but the bruise bloomed like ink on paper, 5 fingerprints, purple and accusing. I grabbed my keys and drove to Carla's apartment, tears blurring the headlights. She opened the door in sweats. No questions, just a hug and ice pack. "Stay here. We'll sort it." That night, over cold pizza, I spilled the invite, the secrets, the fear. "He's gonna stop me," I whispered. Carla's eyes hardened. "Not if we stop him first." Morning light filtered through her blinds as I stared at the ceiling. Freedom felt close, but terrifying. I rolled up my sleeve. The marks glared back. "Document it," Carla urged, snapping photos with her phone. And that recording? Gold. By noon, we were at the county courthouse, forms shaking in my hands. "Temporary restraining order," the clerk explained, stamping papers. "He stays 300 yards away, no contact. No showing up at your work or events." The judge reviewed my evidence, photos, audio of his threats, a log of incidents stretching back years. Granted. Served by sheriff that afternoon. But I needed more. Back at the house while Jack was at a site inspection and Mom at her yoga class, I slipped in quiet as a ghost. Carla waited in the car, engine running. I beelined to the garage, where Jack kept his old files in dusty boxes. There it was, an external drive labeled Harlan Archives 2018 to 2024. Password? His ego, company name plus birth year. Inside, spreadsheets glowed. Voss philanthropy donations funneled through Harlan Builds for community projects. But the receipts? Phony. Ghost vendors billing for supplies that never existed. Checks cut to accounts in his name. Over $150,000 skimmed from charity funds meant for fire stations and youth centers. My hands trembled as I copied it all USB. Cloud. Email to myself. That evening, I met with Marcus Hale, Voss Philanthropy's attorney, in his sleek office overlooking the river. Gray hair, sharp suit. He listened stone-faced. Proof. I slid the drive across. His eyebrows rose. "This is embezzlement. Felony level. Elena Voss will want blood." By nightfall, wheels turned. FBI tipped. Warrants prepped. But we held off. Timing was key. Friday blurred, studio shift. Nerves electric. Jack called. But I ignored. Order in place. Mom texted. "Where are you?" "Jack's furious." I replied. "Safe. Talk soon." Carla drove me to a motel for the night, my dress hanging like a promise. Sleep came in fits. Dreams of spotlights and sirens. Saturday dawned crisp. Stadium buzzed with setup crews. I arrived early. Makeup subtle. Hair pinned. Elena Voss greeted me in the green room, elegant in pearls. "Your demo moved me. This is your moment." I nodded, throat tight. The crowd swelled, families, vets, locals waving flags. At game time, I stepped onto the turf, heart thundering. The announcer boomed. Please welcome Emily Vance, performing our national anthem by special invitation of Elena Voss.
I sang.
Voice steady, building slow. By the dawn's early light, emotion swelled, years of silence pouring out. Midway, commotion stirred, security rushing the sidelines. Jack, breaching the order, shoving past barriers, yelling my name like a curse. Guards tackled him, cops swarmed. Handcuffs clicked as I hit the rocket's red glare. His eyes met mine across the field, rage. Then realization. The crowd murmured, but my note held pure. Applause thundered as he was hauled off. I bowed, legs jelly, but soul alight. In the tunnel, Carla hugged me fierce. You did it. Phones exploded. Congrats. Offers. News alerts. Local singer's anthem syncs with stepdad's arrest for fraud. Viral gold. Mom called later. Voice small.
I saw.
Everything. We talked hours. Her regrets. His control over her too. I'm leaving him, she said. Fresh starts for both. Weeks later. Trial loomed. Jack faced 15 years. I testified. Voice strong. Voss offered me a mentorship, recording deals flowed. My song? Just beginning. The aftermath hit like a freight train, but quieter. Whispers in grocery aisles. Stares at the studio. Cedar Falls wasn't big enough to swallow scandal whole. It chewed slow. I moved into a one-bedroom downtown. Boxes stacked like fresh starts. Carla helped unpack. Popping champagne. To new beginnings, she toasted. But nights. Doubt crept in. Had I gone too far? Jack's mugshot splashed the local paper. Contractor charged in charity scam. Elena Voss's statement sealed it. Betrayal of trust won't stand. My performance clip racked views. 2 million by week's end. Comments poured. Her voice gave me chills. Mixed with that arrest timing? Chef's kiss. North Star Media called first. Voice our ad campaign? Empowering stories need your tone. I met their execs in a glass tower. Contract thick as a novel. 6 figures. Residuals they pitched. I signed. Hands steady. But family fractures lingered. Mom showed at my door. Eyes puffy. He controlled the money, the decisions. I let him. We cried. Unpacked years. She filed for divorce. Sold the house. Moved to her sister's in Columbus. Visits soon, she urged. I promised. But healing took time. Jack's prelim hearing was circus, media vans. Protesters waving signs for charity justice. I sat back row. Anonymous in sunglasses. His lawyer argued technicalities. But evidence mounted. Forged invoices. Bank trails. Bail denied. He stewed in county jail. Friends distanced his golf buddies. Site foreman. Harlan builds crumbled. Contracts pulled. Me? Gigs flooded. Festivals. Corporate events. I recorded my first EP in Echo's Best Booth. Carla producing. Originals now, she pushed. Songs of silenced voices. Rising strong. One track. Unchained melody redux. Hit local radio. Yet. Guilt nagged. Was vengeance worth it? Therapy helped. Weekly sessions unpacking control scars. You reclaimed power, Doc said. That's survival. A month post-arrest. Elena invited me to Voss HQ. Plush office. Riverview. Your evidence saved programs. Kids' music classes funded again. She slid a check. Reward for whistleblowing. Start your label fund. Tears welled. Thank you for the stage. Life normalized, but brighter. Dates with a sound engineer. Laughs over coffee. Mom visited. Baking pies like old times. Jack's trial date loomed. I'd testify. Not for revenge. but truth. The spotlight faded, but my voice, louder than ever. Evening settled over Cedar Falls like a soft blanket, streetlights flickering on as I walked from the studio to my apartment. The air carried the scent of autumn leaves and distant rain, a reminder that seasons change, even when we resist. My phone buzzed incessantly now, not with Jack's controlling texts, but opportunities. A podcast invite to share my journey, a charity gala needing a headliner. I answered selectively, guarding my peace. Carla and I celebrated the EP release at the Rusty Nail, the bar packed with supporters. I took the stage, not as the hidden talent, but the woman who'd sung through chaos. "This one's for the fighters," I said, strumming an acoustic intro. The crowd cheered. Phones up, capturing the moment. Afterward, a scout from Harmony Records approached. "Your story's compelling, but your voice, timeless. Let's talk album." Home that night, I scrolled comments on the anthem video. Strangers shared parallels, abusive homes, dreams deferred. "You inspired me to leave," one wrote. Impact rippled beyond me. Mom's divorce finalized mid-November. She called. Voice lighter. Papers signed. House sold. Relief washed over us. "Proud of you."
Eminência.
First time in years. Jack's plea deal fell through. Full trial set for spring. Evidence overwhelming. Witnesses from his firm. Audited books. Facing 12 to 18 years. He cracked. Offering restitution. Too late. Voss pushed for max. I visited the stadium off-season. Turf empty. Echoes faint. Stood at the 50-yard line, humming the anthem. Freedom tasted sweet. New Year brought tours, small venues, building buzz. Love bloomed too, the engineer,
Tom.
with kind eyes and steady hands. No control, just partnership. Yet, questions lingered. Does justice heal all, or leave scars as reminders? Spring thawed Cedar Falls, melting snow revealing green shoots, like my life emerging from winter's grip. The trial started under gray skies. Courthouse steps slick with rain. Media swarmed. Umbrellas clashing. I arrived early. Dress sharp, gray blazer. White blouse. No hiding now. Elena Voss nodded from across the lobby. Her presence a shield. Prosecution open strong. Timelines of fraud. Jack's signatures on fake docs. Witnesses testified, former employees whispering about off-books deals. Then, my turn. Climbing the stand. Oath steady. Describe your relationship, the DA asked. I spoke measured. Control. Bruises. The garage confrontation. Audio played, his voice snarling threats. Jury shifted. Eyes narrowing at Jack. He glared. But chains clinked. Powerless. Defense cross-examined. Motivated by revenge? No, I countered. By truth. Walked out head high. Carla waiting with coffee. Nailed it. Verdict came swift. Guilty all counts. Sentencing, 15 years. Restitution $250,000. Jack's face crumpled as the gavel fell. Mom watched from home. Texting, closure. Post-trial. My album dropped. Silent no more. Charts climbed local. Then regional. Tours expanded, Chicago.
Detroit.
Tom joined as road manager. Our bond deepening over highway miles. Voss hosted a benefit concert. I headlined, raising funds for abuse survivors. Elena on stage. Emily's courage inspires. Applause thundered. Healing. Summer brought reflection. Visited Mom in Columbus. Walks in parks unpacking past. I failed you, she admitted. Forgiven, I said. Bonds mended slow. Jack appealed from prison, but odds slim. Letters came, his apologies scripted.
Ignored.
Fame's edge dulled. I craved normalcy. Bought a house outskirts, studio in basement. Wrote songs of resilience. Love's quiet strength. Yet, the anthems echo. What if I'd stayed silent? Moral hung. Silence enables. Voice liberates. Fall festivals called. I answered.
Voice soaring.
Life's rhythm. Build slow. Explode true. The album tour kicked off in Cleveland. Stage lights hot. Crowd electric. Thank you for sharing my story, I said mid-set. Encore, the anthem. Reimagined acoustic. Phones lit like stars. Backstage. Tom proposed simple ring. Heartfelt words. Yes, whispered. Future bright. Mom attended a show. Front row. Tears proud. My girl's free. Jack's prison updates faded. Focus shifted to creation. Winter holidays. Family reunited. No shadows. Toasts to new chapters. But the question, in chains of our making,
Who holds the key?
years blurred, but milestones marked progress. 2 albums later. Grammy nod for Best New Artist. Red carpet surreal flashes. Interviews. How'd the anthem change you? Taught me voice's power, I replied. Tom by my side. Married in spring. Intimate ceremony, Mom walking me down aisle. Elena as witness. Vows promise support. No control. Honeymoon Nashville. Studio sessions birthing hits. Jack's parole hearing loomed 5 years in. I submitted statement. Actions have consequences. Denied. Another decade inside. Mom thrived, new job. Boyfriend kind. Visits frequent. Laughter genuine. Charity work expanded. Foundation for aspiring artists from tough homes. Mentored teens. Their stories
Mirroring mine.
A documentary pitched. Anthem of Defiance. Filmed raw interviews. Reenactments. Premiered to acclaim. Emmy buzz. Personal growth. Therapy ongoing. Scars fading. Songs evolved. Love ballads. Social anthems. 10th anniversary of the performance. Stadium reunion concert. Sold out.
Proceeds to Voss.
Stepped on stage. Voice matured. Crowd roaring. This is where it began, I said. Sang the anthem. Tears mixing with cheers. Backstage. Call from prison. Jack. Voice broken. Sorry. Hung up. Forgiveness mine to give. Later. Life's tapestry. Threads of pain woven into strength. The documentary tour took me coast to coast. Screenings packed with Q&A. What advice for silenced voices?
Speak.
One note at a time. Home base Cedar Falls. House now home with Tom. Our dog barking welcomes. Wrote memoirs. Bestseller list calling. Mom's wedding, small, joyful. Happy for you, I toasted. Jack's letters persisted. One read, Reflections on Greed.
Control.
Replied once. Heal yourself. 15th year. Parole granted. He emerged gray. Broken. No contact. Rumors of quiet life elsewhere. My career peaked. Arena tours. Collaborations. But fulfillment in quiet. Songwriting by firelight. Tom's hand in mine. Legacy. Inspired change. Laws tighter on charity fraud. Support for survivors. Yet. The moral whisper. Does redemption require forgiveness? Or just time? Decades later. Cedar Falls evolved, new highways. Old bar remodeled. Retired from touring. I taught masterclasses at the local college. Voices young and eager. Find your truth, I urged. Sing it loud. Tom and I aged gracefully. Grandkids visiting. Their laughter filling rooms. Mom passed peaceful at 82. Her last words, proud. Jack died alone in a nursing home. Obituary brief. No bitterness, pity instead. My anthem recording. Hall of Fame inductee. Stadium plaque. Emily Vance, voice of resilience. Final concert. Benefit for my foundation. Stage one last time. Voice weathered but strong. Oh say. Crowd joined. Unity palpable. Off stage. Reflection. Life's conflicts forge us. What mends the broken? The story ends not with explosion, but echo. Questions lingering in the quiet.